cells that are supposed to be fed are now starved, and death starts within minutes. When what I just explained happens, the brain cells begin to die from lack of oxygen and glucose. A typical illustration of this is fish thrown out of water. Fish thrown out of water. You know, our forefathers were wise. In their wisdom, they tried to explain everything. And in what they cannot explain, or what they do not understand, they give it spiritual explanation. They attach it to spirits. In my place where I come from, stroke is often called mbammo. Mbammo, meaning to be grabbed by the spirits, to be grabbed by the spirits, or to be hit by the spirits, or to be slapped by the spirits. Those days, I remember our parents used to warn us not to go to the udara tree, you know, to look for the udara fruits at midday, for fear that we might encounter spirits. We believe that the spirits are let loose. Ghosts, the spirit of the dead, are let loose at 12 noon or thereabout. However, it is surprising that in this 21st century, people still attach spirits to things that had been explained medically, things that had been explained, you know, correctly by medical science. Of course, we obeyed our parents. We obeyed our parents then, but today, thank God for science. At this time and age that medical science has explained everything, it still shocks me, like I said, to still hear people reason and act based on the mistakes our forefathers made. You know, they deny the stroke patient the most important thing in stroke management: time. Time. The earlier a stroke patient starts receiving attention, the easier it is for him or her to reverse almost all the paralysis. I want you to consider some fish thrown out of the river bank. First, the fish will start hopping up and down, gasping for air. Of course, the fish starts to die gradually. It begins to die gradually with every passing minute. But if the fish is thrown back into the river,